Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Misty at Skeeterjones and this is this week's 10 things. But before I jump into the 10 things, I wanted to bring you a little bit of style information and give a shout out to a channel that recently dropped into my feed that I wanted to tell people about. Maybe it's a channel that you'll enjoy too. But first of all, let me show you a different way to wear brooches. All I did here was make a ponytail with a standard hair elastic, and then I put the pin of this brooch through my hair and on the other side of the elastic, and then put the clasp in place. And you may have thought of this idea before, maybe not, but it is a different way to wear your brooches. So I just wanted to show you that. And then next, I wanted to shout out a channel called Unblah Yourself. And here is the channel name right here. I'll put a link in the description of this video and go check that out. She's very engaging. She's very down to earth. She gives a lot of like French girl style, a lot of style tips for, I guess, aging gracefully over 40 and things like that. You'll really enjoy her channel, I think. I've enjoyed it. I just discovered it a few days ago. So go check that channel out. And now let's jump into this week's 10 vintage brooches. I've separated the brooches into separate categories, and first we're going to show the floral botanical category. First is this dogwood flower brooch. It is gold tone with some white enamel, and it is a crown Trifari. I'm not sure how well that will show up there. I'm going to, I'll drop in a close-up right here so you can see the signature on the back, but it is in excellent condition. I'll put prices on the screen for all of these pieces. The gold tone is in great shape. There's no wear. The pin itself is in perfect working condition. This is an estate piece. The pin is a little bent there, but I will straighten that out. The clasp is perfectly working, and it's just a beautiful little piece. It's about, or not about, it definitely is 2 inches across for this pretty little crown Trifari dogwood brooch. Next is actually another dogwood brooch. This one is unbranded, and it's about the same size. The crown Trifari dogwood was a little more substantial and a little heavier. This one's more lightweight, and it has this just fine layer of enamel here on the inside of the petals. The gold tone is just gleaming. It's in really nice condition. It actually is from the same estate as the crown Trifari one, and the size is the same. It's about 2 inches across. And here is the back. The gold tone is very shiny without any issues. The pin is straight and it works perfectly. It's not stuck or anything like that, and it's not bent. And the clasp is in perfect condition as well. And there is the dogwood brooch, the second dogwood brooch. This one is unsigned, and it is lighter weight, as I said, but very pretty. Number 3 is another Trifari piece. It has these little faux pearls and just this little botanical sort of plant of some kind. And the signature is right here. Right here, I'll drop in a close-up picture of the signature. But there are all the faux pearls. Everything looks nice. And there's the texture. Trifari is always good about the tiny details on their brooches. There's pretty texture all over the front. And there are little tiny stones right here in between all of the faux pearls. And this one is about 2 inches long and about 1.5 inches across. Crown Trifari, I suppose, botanical brooch. The last of the botanical floral styles is this little tulip with a circle and the little leaf there, and it is unsigned. You may have heard me say this before in some of my other videos. If someone is going to make a pretty piece of art, which I think jewelry is, they should get credit for it. So I really don't like when they don't sign it. And someone had to actually put this together. There was some human involvement here, but no one gets credit for that. And some company somewhere had to initially design it, and they don't get credit for it either. The pin is straight and works perfectly, and the closure works perfectly also. There's the back, and there is the front. It's about 1.5 inches long. The little tulip brooch. For the next piece, this is the only piece in this category, and it has a musical theme. You've got the little music here, and the instruments hanging down. There's a violin, a saxophone, a guitar, and a French horn. Is that a French horn? Somebody let me know in the comments. I think that's what that is. But it is beautiful. It is about 2.5, maybe 3 inches across. And it is signed right here at the bottom of each instrument. It is signed JJ. And I know something about that maker that I cannot bring to mind right now. I'll put that on the screen if I can find that information while I'm editing. But JJ Musical Brooch is item number 5. And I'll put information as well as pricing on the screen. As always, if you're interested in purchasing anything that I'm showing in this video, or you just want information about any of the items that I'm showing, just contact me, skeeterjonesthings at gmail, and we will talk about it there. Next, another category that only has one of its kind in it, although I guess technically it could have gone in the plants and botanicals category. It's a tiny little apple. If you know a teacher, maybe that would be a good gift for teacher appreciation or for Christmas. This one is also a Trifari. Right, there's the signature, and I know it's not going to focus well, so I'll put a close-up of that like I did with the others. Put a close-up right here so you can see the signature, and that's about 1 inch across and about 1 inch long. Pretty little gold tone apple brooch. The pin is straight, and the clasp is in perfect working condition. If I can get that to close. There. I wasn't having trouble getting it closed because something was wrong. I was having trouble getting my finger underneath there to do that. But it has really pretty texture on it, as we were talking about earlier with Trifari. They really pay attention to the small details on their brooches. There's a little tiny vein in the leaf, and then there's this texture across the front of the apple. They even have the little stem, I don't know what you call that, on the bottom of an apple, but they have that there as well. And just this tiny, pretty little apple brooch. Numbers 7 and 8 are in the same category, and that is critters. First off, we have this little signed squirrel. He's really tiny. Lots of detail and texture. Look how cute he is. He is about 1.5 inches long from nose to tail. There's the underside. He is signed right here on the underside of the tail, but it's really hard to make that out. I think it says Trifari, and you know, all the small details on here kind of lean toward it being Trifari, but the signature is very hard to read. I'll try to get a sharper picture of that and put it up on the screen. But the pin is nice and straight, and the clasp works perfectly right there. And here's his cute little face. Hopefully that will focus. You can see his sweet little face with all the details down to his little ears, his little eyes. But he's a cutie. So the possibly Trifari little squirrel brooch. Number 8, also in the critter category, is this cute little mouse. The mouse is not signed. He has a little rhinestone eye, and he is about 1 inch long. The gold tone is in great shape, nice and gleaming, and the pin is perfect. And the clasp is also perfect. But this cute little mouse, unsigned, great condition. And that's the last of the critters. Last category is cameos. I have two in the cameo category. This one is a gold-filled combination brooch and pendant. This is actual carved shell. You can see that because of the unevenness of it. That's one of the things that points to an actual carved shell, and it can be vintage or actually antique with that. And the older it is, the more likely that it's going to be 12 karat gold filled. And this one has a mark on it. I believe it does. If I find that mark, I'll get a close-up of it and put it on the screen for you. You can see the unevenness there. A lot of those things are what tells you that it's actually carved shell, which means that someone spent time on that. And it's very, very detailed. And this is quite versatile. It can be, as I said, a pendant or a brooch. And the pin is in great shape, nice and straight. And the clasp is also in great shape. Oh, maybe I can get that to show. There it is. Gorgeous, gorgeous piece of work there on this definitely vintage, possibly antique, possibly 12 karat gold filled carved shell cameo. Number 10 is this small brooch. It is about an inch long, and it also is a cameo. I am not sure the material here. I believe it's acrylic, and it's gold tone that's in great shape, and it has the little swirls on the back that really points to it being 1928. A lot of that brand is not signed, but their signature of sorts is this swirly pattern that you'll see on the back of their pieces. So I believe this is a 1928 brooch. The pin is in great shape. It's curved a little bit. I'll straighten that out. And the clasp right there is in perfect shape. 1928 brooch. So before we wrap up the video, I wanted to show you another alternate way to wear your brooches, and that is to get little fabric covered headbands. This one actually came from Dollar Tree, and I find that these ones that have like a spongy stuffing in them are the best. They can hold your brooches nicely without them sliding around or getting floppy, but you can just put your brooch on to your headband, and that's a whole another way to wear your brooches. So I hope that has given you some style ideas for the brooches you have at home, to put them in your ponytail or put them on your headbands. And I'll try to come up with other ways to wear brooches and scarves. So I hope those ideas are ones that you can use and incorporate into your style. And also, as we wrap this video up, please go give a look to Unblah Yourself, and you'll find a lot of style tips there as well. And as always, if you enjoyed this content, please give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Please share it with someone else that you think might also enjoy it, and leave a comment. And thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.